Hello and welcome to another episode of the Electric Norwegian. I'm Mats. Today we're out in the fastest car we've ever tested here. This is a Model S Plaid. We were out with the X earlier this year, and now we're out with the Plaid on summer tires. It feels so good. I want these seats in my Model Y. It's quiet in here. If I turn the aircon off. Yeah, there's a slight whine from the motor, that's all. Something rattling in the boot. I don't know what that is, because maybe something left back there. I haven't checked. But the yoke works mostly fine. It's a nice place to set this. It's the interior materials here. I've been prodding around. They're very good. The sound of the doors sounds less like something from 1975 and sounds like something very proper, actually. They're frameless, so you can't really get away from that. It's a wide car, this, but it feels perfectly manageable. And the powertrain is just so extremely controllable. You have all the power in the world, and you literally have all the power in the world in this car. It doesn't feel scary. It just feels perfectly manageable, which is wonderful. And the consumption, I can't find an energy graph of the graph. I just find the computer thing here. Anyway, never mind. Let's see if we go to trips. 192. Okay. It's not bad. Only thing in roundabouts, which I know you haven't heard of in America, we have them. And that's the only place where this yoke can be a little bit off-putting. But it works. I found the technique for it. Still smells of a new car. It's gone 4,500 kilometers, this one. There's a bit of road noise in here. Not scarily much, but still, a little bit. Turns out I haven't done my homework. I had the acceleration in sport mode, not in Plaid. And when I do this, it's just crazy. It's just, I've no other word for it. I have no idea what the Model X was set up on, but it's still extremely controllable, but it's just so incredibly quick. It builds speed like nothing else I've ever experienced, ever. I mean, if sport is probably approximation to the long range model of the Model S, the new long range, that's a very, very, very quick car. This just makes everything else feels like, I don't know, lethargic and utterly and completely useless. Let's just follow it, just go down and stop. I know a car behind me, but then slow it and God and Jesus Christ! I've never seen anything like this, ever. It's utterly useless, but utterly addictive as well. and a slight bit uncomfortable. Actually, quite uncomfortable. Gosh, this is what all the fuss is about. Does the discovery of the Plaid mode now suddenly changed everything I said about the car? No, it's extremely easy to drive, even on Plaid mode. It's maybe a little bit more aggressive on the region on Plaid, but you can just put back in sport. Everything I said about sport mode still applies. Well, I had it in sport, except for the acceleration. This makes any comparison with the Jaguar or the Tacan completely useless. In so far as acceleration and power is into the picture. It's just nothing else does this, except for a Rimac and the Lucid, and they cost considerably more than this. Nothing. Do you need it? No, of course you don't need it. No one ever does that, but you don't need a roller coaster either, and you don't need the Koenigsegg, but the both exist. The fun. At least some people think the roller coaster is fun. I don't like roller coasters. And this is, you can't describe the feeling of a Plaid. It is absurd. it shouldn't be possible to have something with this much power be this easy to drive, but it is, and it exists. Is it comfortable? No, not even close to comfortable. It's brutal and vicious, and it's just like if you've ever been on a roller coaster or been dropped straight down, that's probably what this thing feels like. It's just intense. It's fun, but you don't want to do it too many times, otherwise you will throw up on yourself, and that's not nice. Now back to the rest of the video. I've heard people say this is kind of scary and physically uncomfortable, and it actually slightly is in the future. It's just so. It is a real, and this isn't a Formula 1 car, and I have no idea how to put up against it. But the point is that these G-forces are. This is just. You understand now why these racing drivers have to be fit, because there's quite a lot of power and quite a lot of forces pulling at you, and there's a lot of things happening. It's fun. It's crazy. It's just. And anyone can go and buy this thing, and you're just doing. Let's put it this way: it's run into the limit that they've put up pretty quickly. Scarily fast, actually. So as you can see, the interior has got a proper lifting quality. The back seats, I sit very comfortable. I think the back seats have become really nice in this car, and it's a 4-seater for all intents and purposes. They've updated the rear trunk with a big, just more padding and stuff. It looks better and it feels more upmarket. The interior in the front, the materials have become really good, as I mentioned already. The screen, it's just big. I like the new placement of it. Maybe it should have been a little bit higher, but that's just my taste. I miss the fact that we can't, for the time being anyway, run the trip computer in the instrument cluster as they used to do. But okay, maybe one day in the future. It's just, yes, you can hoon around with it and floor it, and then you can just put the cruise control on and just enjoy the ride and the seat and put it in comfort. And it never becomes an S-Class. The suspension never becomes that soft, but it's perfectly alright in comfort. It rides over everything comfortably and mostly softly. The steering wheel, I like this. I said the same thing when I drove the X. I like the yoke wheel. I find it to be a very natural fit to me. But that's my that's my take on it. Sound system is good. It's always been good in Teslas. Still good here. It's a good GT car. This. It's massive range. I have no idea how much range we have now. We have 62% on the battery. I can't find any graphs, so I can't tell me that anything that estimates my range either. So there you have it. It's just when you look at start with the old S and you come to this, and it's just been such a travel. It's just such an amazing history in 10 short years, which is less than 2 generations of car when you think of it like that. We're here now. We have this car, the fastest car in the world, and it's done properly well with proper instrumentation and proper the materials, the finish, the feel of the thing. I said so when I drove the Mercedes EQS AMG, and I said I felt overpriced, and this proves that, because I think this is a better interior than the Mercedes, and it has more power, more speed, more of everything. Really, it's just they put the speed limit around 140 kilometers, and you hit that involuntarily, mind you, incredibly quickly. It was scarily how quick this thing is. Even at high speeds, it's still relatively comfortable and quiet in here. It doesn't get excruciatingly noisy or anything, which is pleasant. This is a demonstrator, so it probably has half life. There's a lifetime average of 223 watt-hours per kilometer. And you must not tell me that this has been driven like 30 hours. It hasn't. It's a Model S Plaid. So everybody stretches legs. It's still, you know, now we're running average of 170 watt hours, which is perfectly right. Now we're just cruising along. It's just such a pleasant place to sit. And because the steering wheel or the yoke forces you to place your hands where you just rest naturally on the comfortable padded part of the door and on the armrest. It's just spot on driving position. Of course, compared to the Model Y and the 3, the roofline here seems cramped, like someone's sitting on your head. But that's just something you have to get used to. I really want fun. I was just home, picked up a new battery for the camera now. When I parked, we had a consumption of 134 watt hours. And this is the fastest car in the world. And you have that consumption. Not only that, Tesla managed to make cooled seats that actually work. Because I had forgotten that these new ones have cooling. Because the previous ones they had cooling in 16 and 17, they were just useless. The cooling didn't work, it was crap. These work, they keep you cool. They almost keep you too cool. So the seats are brilliant. The energy efficiency is absolutely top marks. The only thing that feels a little bit cheap in here might just be the rails when you move things around in the center console. They're a little bit cheap sounding. That's also the only thing. Everything else here, materials feels good, soft padded surfaces. I mean, yeah. The only thing I can get it on is tire noise. But that's not really all that bad either. This is a continent cruising missile. I'm actually lost for words. I'm never lost for words. I'm lost for words. I don't think you can find a more complete car than this Model S Plaid. You have all the power in the world, all the speed in the world, and if with a track pack it does 350 kilometers or something. It's just one of the fastest cars in the world. You have one of the best infotainment systems in the world. You have the most spacious four-seater in the world, probably. One of them, anyway. If you have a family, you can buy the Model X. You need all the space. Okay, it's just the same thing as it. This is better. I think it's quieter than the X. Feels like it now. That wasn't winter tires on a rainy day, mind you. Yes, there's a bit of noise in here, but not that much. And when I think of it, the Tacan we drove, which costs around the same with options, also was surprisingly noisy inside, and it has a creak. So, I mean, you know, don't judge just because it's a Tesla. It's not perfect other places either. And the EQE AMG that I tested wasn't exactly, well, that wasn't spot on either. In any way, sense of form. I don't remember what else did I get this following distance to go away, or increase or decrease. Anyway, it's just. I'm just gonna repeat myself with it. It's a brilliant car. This. A big thank you to Tesla for lending me the car. I don't really want to live with this one. I really don't want to live with this one. Thank you for watching, and do give it a like, comment if you want to, and please subscribe. I know a lot of you aren't subscribed, but I'm keep you entertained over the vacation as well. So, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.